Good morning, everyone. Today, I will be discussing maximum power point tracking system, fundamental control method used in solar photovoltaic systems. MPPT ensures that solar panel operate at their most efficient point, that is maximum power point, even as radiation and temperature change. It is important because PV systems have non-linear current and voltage characteristics. The power output varies significantly based on environmental conditions. In today's lecture, we discuss about perturb and observe maximum power point tracking, how it works. Using MPPT, it can boost the energy harvest by 20 to 30%. We already discussed in our last lecture. It improves efficiency, reduce payback time, making it essential for modern solar systems. As you see over here, we have a basic block diagram. We have solar panel, and this, the part inside this dotted block, works as a MPPT, because in the case of MPPT we need to acquire voltage, current, and we need to just adjust the duty cycle of a converter. It may be buck converter, it may be boost converter, it may be buck boost converter, and this data is acquired and generated using any microcontroller. You can use PIC microcontroller, you can use Arduino, you can use any DAC card. So this part inside this works as a MPPT structure.
Now we just move to the next slide. PV system characteristics. To understand MPPT, we first need to understand how a PV system behaves. The IV curve shows the relationship between current and voltage, while the PV curve shows how power varies with voltage. The peak of PV curve is the maximum power point where the system delivers maximum power. The point is mathematically defined by change in power divided by change in voltage. It should be equal to 0. It will give me maximum power point. The point is not fixed. It shifts with change in solar radiation, with change in temperature, with partial shading, and also with cell aging. In this above graph, we have on the horizontal scale voltage, on the left side we have current, on the right side we have power. The blue curve denotes power and brown color denotes current. How the current changes with voltage and how the power changes with voltage. If solar irradiations varies continuously, it affects the current of solar panel. If there is a variation in temperature, it affects the voltage of the solar panel. If there are some partial shading on the solar panel, it creates multiple maximum power points. And due to the cell aging, it reduces the efficiency. Cell aging is directly related to the installation. Let's say we just install the solar panels in 2000, and normally the age of solar panel is 25 years. So as the year goes, the efficiency of the solar panel of creating power reduces as the time goes. So we just move to the next slide. As you see, we have perturb and observe algorithm. We just discuss its working principle today. The perturb and observe algorithm is one of the most popular MPPT method. It works on a simple concept. Slightly change means perturb the operating voltage. Observe the effect on power. If the power increases, keep perturbing in the same direction. If the power decreases, reverse the direction. This is based on slope of PV curve. If power increases and with increase in voltage also, we are on the left of MPPT. Keep going right. It shows how we just move on the curve. If power decreases and with increase in voltage, we have passed the MPPT. Go back left. It is simple and require just two sensors. One is voltage sensor, another one is current sensor. By using these, we just also acquire the power of the system. We just move to the next slide. Here is the flow chart how a P&O algorithm works. There are 6 steps. First, measure current, voltage, and the power from the PV panel. Calculate current power, like let's say it is P at an instant K, it is equal to V of K, voltage at that instant, multiplied by current at that instant. Then you also calculate the previous power, let's say, or the next power, let's say power at an instant K plus 1. Then you just need to calculate the voltage at that instant, also the current. Multiply this, compare it to the previous power and voltage values to get new power and new voltage values. You just check the difference, apply decision rules to decide whether to increase or decrease the voltage. Adjust the reference voltage because on the PV curve, we just move according to the voltage increase or decrease. Where is our MPPT? Adjust the reference voltage and duty cycle of the DC-DC converter accordingly. Repeat this process continuously. The step size, it is dependent on your voltage, change in voltage. The sampling rate and the convergence conditions are key to the performance. Okay. Next, we just move to the hardware implementation. For real world implementation, perturb and observe algorithm run on a microcontroller or a DSP, digital signal processors, that interface with PV array of power input, a DC-DC converter, it may be boost converter, it may be buck converter, it may be buck boost. It is a combination of these two to control. There are several advanced controller are also there. Let's say it is a SciPac converter. Okay. Sensors for current and voltage measurement, it is based on your PV array, how many panels you just use according to your ratings. Let's say we have a 3 kilowatt system. According to that, we just measure, select the sensor. Let's say it is a current sensor, it is a voltage sensor. We just select the sensors according to the rating. Then sampling frequency. Normally it is from 1 to 10 kilohertz. Perturbation size, very big size causes oscillations, or if we just select perturbation size very small, it will delay our system. It is slow our, it is makes our system slow, or too small, slow tracking in that case. Converter efficiency and sensor accuracy also affects final performance of the controller. Next, we move to the advantages and disadvantages of perturb and observe. As you see in the graph, there are several points like simplicity, cost, implementation ease, steady state performance, dynamic response, partial shading handling. So over here, this P and O is a trial and error based method, has several strengths. P&O has several strengths like very simple to implement, require only two sensors, low cost, which is ideal for commercial and residential setups. However, it has some drawbacks also. It causes oscillation around maximum power point in steady state. It struggle with fast changing condition. If there are environmental changing changes, fast changes like clouds and shading, in that case, it will generate false result. It can get stuck at local maxima if there are partial shading case. In that case, it just stuck with local maxima. It doesn't go with global maxima. Okay. The designer must balance speed versus stability by tuning the step size of the perturb and observe algorithm. We just move to the next practical applications. P&O MPPT is used in variety of applications such as solar charge controllers for off-grid systems, grid-tied inverters for residential and commercial PV systems, standalone systems in remote areas. Over here, this is the graph where we just use residential, commercial, off-grid, portable, and vehicle. Solar powered pumps and vehicles, we can use MPPT, P&O MPPT over there. It is even used in space systems like satellite due to its reliability and simplicity. Because of its broad applicability and cost effectiveness, P&O remains one of the most widely developed MPPT algorithm today. So we just move to the next slide. Enhancement and modification inside the P&O MPPT technique. To overcome perturb and observe limitations, researchers have developed enhanced version like variable step size P&O MPPT. It takes larger steps when far away from MPPT and smaller steps when MPPT is nearby. Another advancement is 3-point weight comparison. It reduces steady state oscillation. Adaptive P&O adjusts based on dynamic operating condition. It is used for complex issues like partial shading. In that case, it also scan the global maxima also. Rapid radiation changes. In that case, it will predict automatically. AI method like fuzzy logic or machine learning can tune parameters of the P&O algorithm very fast. These improve tracking accuracy and efficiency significantly. Next, we move to the conclusion of the this section. To conclude, P&O MPPT is a proven and efficient method for tracking the maximum power point in solar PV systems. It is simple and cost effective so that it is widely adopted. Though has limitations, advanced variants and hybrid approach can greatly enhance its performance. Like we just use it with P&O, with PSO, we can use it with PO, with let's say WA, whale based optimization. We can use it. We just integrate P&O with some another optimization technique to enhance or to reduce the limitation of P&O MPPT technique. Looking ahead, AI integration, IoT based remote MPPT, and module level distributed tracking will shape the future of solar energy optimization. Thank you, and I will be happy now. You just go with another method in the next section, that is INC MPPT technique, incremental conductance MPPT technique. So this is all about today's lecture. Thank you.